Onlar bizim kızlarımız. Kitaptan, sanattan, tiyatrodan zarar gelmez. Zarar başka şeyler.
Okay. No. Hold on, guys, girls. I'm losing balance here. I'm sitting at the edge of the seat. See, ever heard about sitting at the edge of the seat? Oh, that's what I'm doing right now. So, what are we going to do? Say anything. I am pretty sure this is live. I don't even know how long this is going to go live. Uh, so I'm going to actually check. I was watching the normal things which I watch, which is called Turkish TV shows. Ooh. There are a lot of things here. Okay, you don't want to even see around here. Okay, YouTube. No, YouTube. The other thing is not possible. I mean, I should have taken my tea, which is taking a page or taking a screen from there from my laptop to this using this software is not possible. Okay, so that's out of the picture. And I cannot use many cams to do a live show on YouTube, which I am trying. Is there any possibility? I haven't heard anything. So let me see, where am I when it comes to the live show? Yeah, I am live, but I need to see. I need to first mute this, otherwise it's going to make a lot of noise. So I can see myself here. Last time when we did this, there was a lot of issues. Things went a little bad. I don't know what went wrong. When I turned this whole thing around, it all fell apart. I mean, it started getting scrambled out. Is it because it only has 10 minutes or, time concerns? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't own the software. I haven't paid them or anything. This I thought actually a free software if they have any issues. Why I'm actually using that too, the reason is I want to see if there is anybody trying to chat with me or mess up with my chat. There are a lot of people who can't show their faces like I do. I'm looking, I'm actually sitting in the store. I am looking outside because, I kept my door locked. The reason why I kept it locked was the door stopper or whatever you call it, one that actually is, automatically closes the door. That broke in the last, massive wind. Because of that, this thing opens and go, and I don't want the glass to break. Then that will be a much more costly repair. Well, I'm already facing a costly repair, which is my car. Its brake started making noise, like when I'm braking. Then I understood, okay, there is a pad problem. I was not knowing, how long I had this pad issue because I always play music and I don't hear what is going on in the car with the car. Day before yesterday, I heard the noise, and then I was looking for brake fixing people. Eventually, end up in the dealer. He's working on it. So that's why I'm looking at the door all the time. Whether those guys came to pick me up, they can come and pick me up anytime. Now, what do we have here? Okay, I'm going to show you totem. Okay, this is what I have on my this thing too. It is a fantastic thing. I keep on you can guess you have seen this. I have, if you were on Facebook, I have done a live show with this where I spin it. Why I'm saying is I believe you may understand what I'm saying. It's called Satranj e Refa. Satranj e Refa or e Refa. It is it's a Turkish word. And it is developed by a Sufi saint called Muhyiddin ibn Arabi, rahmatullahi alayhi. The last part is, may God bless him. Um, he developed this. If you are familiar with board games called Snake and Ladder, it is the same thing. But this is not a game. This is not a play. You are not playing in it. You are actually evaluating yourself in with this. It is an inner search where when you need to put six to actually get into the game, get into the board, and then from there every day you check where you are, and it will give you a spiritual meaning for where you are. Like, say for example, today you started and tomorrow you put another five, and you are in a box that says inner awakening. Then it has a meaning, it has an interpretation of what it is, and it will also reveal your current situation. So it is not a future predicting thing. It is not a thing that you use to go and look into your past. What it does is, okay, what is your current situation? How often, how not often, how much, or what you need to do to actually proceed further. Uh, and what further, that I don't think it says that. When it says inner awakening, you are at a situation of inner awakening. Then it comes to say sorrow. That means, okay, sorrow is happening. It's happening. I mean, this is present, what they are actually saying. This is where you are. That's where this comes in. It is something similar to that, but it is a totem with all the numbers. I may have to give you a picture of that. Maybe next show, I will get a picture of that and I will show you what exactly it looks like. I'm trying to get a hold of that. That probably is something which I add into this show. Every day, I will say it, and I will spin it or a number, and wherever in that particular box, I will come and say, okay, here it is. This is what it is, and this is the interpretation for the current situation. Many people, can play. That means at least three can, actually be on the board. But most of the time it is just one person spinning and interpreting and telling the result of what is the current situation. So, say for another example is anger. So there is an angry situation going to, it is not going to, it is happening already. Somebody is angry at you, or you are angry with someone. So how do you deal with that situation? So that's what it is. I saw this in a TV show. Many people actually said, okay, they saw it in another TV show, a Turkish TV show which called Vuslat, Vuslat. Vuslat show actually shows this very, and this show is, it goes through that. It has a lot of this mystical scenarios that comes in a modern time. There is a very mystical figure in that, and that person actually helps to lovers and everything. So it's a long show. It is a 44 episode show. Each episode is about 2.5 hours. So you can imagine how long that show is. So it is a show. I told many people who are spiritually awakened, you must watch this show, irrespective of your religion. You must watch this show because it helps you in that inner guidance. Many things that happens on a day-to-day basis. It will help you to understand. Okay, this is what it means. So they actually shown it in a very fantastic way, and it got a very nice storyline. There is a crime involved. There are crime, romance, everything is there. It's a very nice show. So that's something which I am saying I may actually incorporate into this. If I don't know how long this is, if it is only going to go for 10 minutes, then I may have to make sure that everything is in 10 minutes. Now we are almost reaching that point of 10 minutes and nothing really happened. So I believe it can be done. Maybe last time I screwed up with something, and I can see myself, in this. Still I'm watching it. Said all that, what else is going on? I am in the process of writing some of the poems, which the ideas usually, when it my usual process, contrary to what you have seen in 2018, 2019, 2000, 20, those times, I was much rigorous writing during the summer. This summer, I kind of pretty much kept quiet, and I didn't write a lot. I was just developing ideas and putting those ideas away. It's not a lot of ideas too, because I was very busy during the summer times. I'm mostly in the store. This is the first time I'm actually even coming live from the store. And, of course, otherwise, I'm just sitting here and watching these shows. Yeah, and this time, I chose this time because this is a time when things slow down in the store. In the beginning of the day, there is a considerable amount of traffic. Then it slows down around this time, and the leftover people will come after that, which is from about 5:30 to 8:30 till the store closes. But last couple of weeks, to be very honest, it was not great business everywhere. Even my neighbors, other stores, they also came and said, "Oh man, this is a little rough for us." It's not a laughing matter. We all have invested, significant amount of time and effort and money, in this. And unfortunately, maybe because of the election confusion that was happening, when now elections are over, but the uncertainty in the Congress and Senate and all those things, it remains. So how it is going to affect the local businesses is something unpredictable. But as a businessman, I am prepared for the good times as well as the bad times. So we all go through that, and if bad is going to persist, as a businessman, I have to make tough decisions. But it may not be all bad. Holidays are coming. We are pretty close to it. So let's see how it goes. And things can be, because when you compare year to date, data, which I can take it from my computer. When I'm actually looking at all that, it's a little mind-boggling, because during the pandemic times, it was very, very energetic. When you talk about, even though we were not expecting a lot of customers in the store, it still was very good. And then once the pandemic is over, now we have a recession fear. We are going to be in a recession because we are in an inflation situation. The inflation will lead to recession eventually. Whatever curbing methods you do will actually take us to, I just looked because a car passed, will take us to a recession. That is an economic reality. Why I didn't say any of these things even a couple of days back is, see, I'm not an election campaigner, or I don't work for any specific parties or ideologies. I don't have political ideology. So what I definitely do is, I, tell things like this, because it may help people. I don't want any politician to be helped, because politicians are, they work with an agenda, they work with ideologies, and there are a lot of people who follows all that. They are all doing a fantastic job. I'm not one of them. So, but the economic reality is we will be in a recession, and even in a minor way, even in the very least possible ways, very, very small possibilities, which we will be impacted. It still is going to impact each and every one, and it's not going to be very pleasant. Coming, maybe a year. That's not going to be very, very, very advantageous for many people. It can bring in a lot of disadvantage for many people. you know, it is something, if you have learned economics, you will definitely say, oh, okay, this is what's going on. You will understand, or, because during a pandemic, if briefly I can explain. So during a pandemic, there will be a lot of incentives, and the people are not spending a lot of money. They will have money, and that's when the inflation starts, where people have a lot of money and there is not enough goods. What happens? Everything, the prices goes up, and it went up, and it's all up. uh, uh, the next part is, because of that, once the inflation, the curbs for the inflations are put in place, like um, increasing the interest rate, taking off all the tax cuts out. Because when people have no too much money, giving them tax cuts is not going to make any sense. It will only put more money in their hands, and the more money a person has in his or her hand, they are going to go and try to buy whatever they want to buy. It's not a need. Then it only increases the price, and because we are not in a production level of inflationary level, and we have problems with China and India and Brazil. They all are going through the same situations. When all that things come together, it will be a recession. I mean, we need to go into it, and it is an economic reality which we all need to understand, and how it affects the retailers is it's not very pleasant, but it's not scary. I'm not scaring people. I'm not scaremongering, but that happens. That will happen. Now, how do we deal with this? That's where something which I said earlier will come in. We need to deal with the present. We need to deal with the day, this particular day, and see where we are in this day. There are times when you go down, personally, professionally, and you go down in spiritually too. How that will impact people. It's not one person. See, that's another scenario which I need to actually tell you. It's not a single person. Even though, see, it's written on my hat, lonely poet. Even though I live alone, I don't really bother anyone. I don't really try to, get into other people's lives, and tell how they should live their life. That's who I am. But still, even the slightest movement I make or action I take will impact one or the other person. And that's the reality. I mean, I cannot, if I say, okay, I'm not going to impact anyone, or I don't want to be impacted by anyone, then I should be completely out of my mind. Any sane person, they are not going to say that. That's something which everybody should understand. Even it's action. Everything comes through action, and you can dream a lot. You can talk about it a lot, but even breathing impacts a significant amount of people around you, which is inevitable. You have to. So that's something which we should understand. So every action we are doing is going to have some impact on some people. So it's not minimizing the action; it's actually making that choice. See, fate is written, and it's an outline for everyone. The details within that fate are we. We are the details. So we are given the right to choose within that framework. So me going to a car dealer today is a fate. What I decide there is a choice. So I'll be given those incredible choices in front of me. So you have, say, I'm just saying an example. Say, your front wheel tire drum is, because there was no wheel, what's that? Brake pad. So because of that, one of them is completely not damaged. It is worn out. It's worn. So, and it will wear out because winter is coming. When I said the Game of Thrones things, so there you go. There I have I'm impacting things, isn't it? Because based on what I say, I told them, change the pad and change only the one that is worn out. What they were recommending me was when you change one, you need to change the front, the other one too. I said, is that a necessity? He said, no, that's not a necessity. It's a recommendation. But at the same time, the back ones are also getting worn out. I said, change the pads, all of them, and let's leave the rest of the thing, the drum, there for each one of them. And the one that is getting worn out, which is almost at the close to the damage, I changed that drum. So there, I have the choices in front of me, and I made a choice. And that's where my choice is coming. What happens with those choices is something which I'm responsible for. So, for example, I take this car out, and once they come and pick me up, and I go and pick it up, and I bring it back, and on the way back or on the way to another trip or something like that, if the brake drum completely fails on another wheel than the one I changed, then it is based on that choice I made, isn't it? I'm responsible for that. I'm not the car dealer, nor the car, nor anything that went wrong beyond that. Maybe there will be other people, driving around. All these things are something which we need to look into. Right now, it impacts the people who are working on it. They are working on it. They are doing a job, and for which they will get paid. I pay them, and when I take money from my pocket, there's another impact. Either I need to pay from completely from my pocket, or in cash or credit cards. You see, now you look at how many people are impacting. If I'm using, say, cash, then I need to go and take cash, so there will be another person getting touched by their job. That means, okay, there's a teller or a teller machine, which is run by some people. So there is another person getting involved. So this is how, a chain of things happens. Life goes through this chain of events called cycles. And that's something which you need to understand. Because even when you do something like Satranji, Urefa, you will know, that, yeah, this is the impact I'm creating. This is the impact I made from many choices I already made, and these are my choices, and I'm responsible for the choice. And I take responsibility of those actions and choices and things said and things prayed for. I take responsibility of that. You cannot overnight, change all the things, saying, oh, okay, I'm done with this. That is a choice you are making because nothing is working. You cannot say nothing is working because something already worked. Somebody is already impacted. I touched somebody's, a bunch of people's lives. Like I just said, I went there. If I say I am the lonely poet, I'm the only one who should be impacted, then I should be actually manufacturing the whole car by myself, manufacturing the food, growing food in my backyard, or as well as, I should be, from computers to internet and to everything. I should be the one who should be involved in all that. I should be doing it all by myself. Is that possible? No. A person, I don't know how the internals of the electronic system works. I don't know. So that's why we cooperate. There are other businesses, who actually does things. Like, for example, my system, my security system. So I don't know anything about security system. I just put in the, ask them, come install it. The installer comes in, the person who I talked to got a part of work, the installer gets a part of work, the machine manufacturer gets a part of the work. The installer is not manufacturing all these machines. So that's how, it works. So how you make that decision? What are those decisions? This is what I'm actually speaking about. So without even going into any of these things, people should understand that it is very, very easy. It's very, very easy to make those choices. If you understand the framework you are in, that framework is what I call a cycle. You are in a cycle, and those cycles are going to repeat. The framework is going to come back to you. But the thing is, I said, the details are us. those details changes. See, when I was in high school, there were a whole bunch of people around me, from my parents to friends to other family members. There were a lot of people. Now I have come to when from high school when I came to the college leaving situation, it is a whole different set of people. I am the person who is within that, but I am impacting a bunch of other people. Some of the older people are gone, they are not completely erased. Uh, their impact is still felt. You know, many people who have passed away, even now, their life is impacting you. That's how it works. So we don't sit and cry over it. We don't sit and celebrate constantly. We deal with these things in the best possible ways. We handle it every day. But how do you handle it? What is it you are handling? The knowledge of that is what I'm talking about. So I think I already talked about 20 minutes, 26 minutes now. I thought, okay, I may go for 15, and now I'm at 26, explaining something. Let me get a hold of this particular thing. All of them I have seen were in Turkish. So I don't really read Turkish. Even I don't. I only read Arabic. I can only read it. I don't really. Charlie is actually saying hi. Hey, Charlie, how are you? Are you able to clearly see and hear me? I'm doing good, Charlie. I'm doing good. So I'm all about to finish this thing because it's already running for 26 minutes. So good, Charlie. Good that you can clearly see me and hear me. So the idea is that basically what I'm saying is the idea is to know the present, understand the present, and make once you know it very well, then you know which framework you are sitting in, and that framework is what people call it fate, and what part of that cycle you are in, how it is repeating, who all have changed. That's what you need to know, how you impact other people. Once you are clear, I'm actually reading his comment. Not sure if you remember me. We met a long time ago. You had a poem. Just randomly saw you were live, so I thought I'd stop by and say, hey, do you remember the name of the poem? Because I have presented a lot of poems here, as well as when I was in blog, TV, and Facebook. Do you remember the name of the poem? I can only read the poem. I cannot show the poem. Because I'm on the phone. Okay, and once Charlie hear it, because there's a delay in it, I will come back to you. It was a long time ago. Okay, yeah, I've been doing this live shows for a long time, 6-7 years ago. See, I've been doing it from 2008, so that's nearly 15 years, so. Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time, and I myself have grown older. In between, I was very heavy, I was actually filling in this whole screen. Now I can reduce the size, you can see, Charlie, my size reduced, Okay, now you are probably have married and having children and all, I'm still the lonely poet. So yeah, recently I've been, trying to lose my weight. I came to 286.8 pounds. Imagine that, 86 pounds is a lot of weight. So now I'm down to 223 pounds. Still losing it, I'm eating very little. I'll show you the things I eat. See, these kind of snacks, this is a snack, okay, and this is a meal. I have it in my bag because I'm sitting in a store. So, uh, 5 to 1. That means okay, five of them. That those small, snack bars, protein bar. It's not too much of protein. And then I eat my meal every day, evening, about 290 calories. So it all comes to about 850 calories, but it is timed, 3 hours apart. So I lose, I lost a lot of weight because, when I started, it was 286.8. Now 223. I started on August 6th. So yeah, feeling good, feeling better. Instead of having back pain when I'm walking. I'll show you. The last time I was trying to show this, I'm going to pick this up. There was a time when I needed this because I have severe back problems and I have to lean on something when I'm walking. And I was using a walking stick, this. I was using this. I was walking with this. When I go for when I went for a Brewers game, I was actually using this, and they allowed it. First time when I went it, I was using an umbrella. Then they said, okay, we allow walking sticks, so I used this. Imagine that. From there, now I don't need to, I'm running, Yeah, I'm planning to. I'm actually back in the YouTube platform. Probably I will do a regular show. That's what I was saying. Charlie. Once I finish this recording or the live show, check it back. From the beginning, I'm telling something what I'm going to do every day. I don't. I haven't done any live shows in recent times, and I used to be on this thing. What's the name of that? Facebook, and iVlog. .tv, there I was there for some time. Then in the last 6-7 months, I haven't done much of live shows. So YouTube themselves actually informed me you are not doing any live shows. They were actually sending me emails which I didn't read. So yeah, so I'm going to be back here. I'm going to be back here regularly. So see, I have a walking stick. So don't worry, Charlie. I'll be here, regularly as much as possible. Even though most of the other show people are about old enough to be only my children. I'm going to read some poems too. Some of the new poems. I have a long poem which I'm working on. That's what I'm writing right now. The second part of it, called Mahidavaran. Then the short poems will be coming. That's what I'm trying to figure out. How do I show the actual words when I actually do the show like I did long time back? But using this phone, it is going to be a little tough. But let's see how this goes, and I will figure this out. Okay, Charlie, it was good to see you back in my show. I hope you enjoyed the show. A long time back, and even now, and in the future, I would love to see you here. I will try to do a show pretty much the same day, okay, and the same time. Have a fantastic day, guys. Bye bye.